If you ask me, Snap GDPI is the most difficult to crack because the call to convert ratio is 1:10. They are going to invite around 4,000 to 5,000 students for 200 seats. The ratio of conversion is very, very tough. So we have to prepare really well when come to the Snap exam. Hello guys, the weightage for the GDPI for the Snap exam have changed. Now score weightage is 50%. Half of the game is over if you score well in the Snap exam. Group exercise 10 marks, PI 40 marks. So everything boils down to now PI. So if you do your PI well, you can score well. So I've invited a few toppers from SMHRD to talk about their story, their journey in the GDPI. But my advice is very simple: do prepare well. There won't be any stress interview. There won't be anything. प्यार से मारेंगे वो because that's personal interview. And Snap is the most. If you take my advice, please join our GDPI program. G strategy program for GDPI. We'll focus on these 7 things. अगले 7 दिन में अगर ये 7 चीजें कर सकते हो, PI about your past achievements, your introduction, past what you've done. PI preparation for your future, your MBA, why MBA, your goals in life, future में क्या करना चाहते हो, and one what you're doing today, hobbies, interests, strength, weakness. Also these three days we're going to spend preparing for the interview because that's most fun phase. Then essay writing, SOP building. That's not there in Fingosi. That is something which is removed from there. Group activity, group exercise, case study, day 5. Day 6, current affairs, geopolitical news, very, very important. And last but not the least is your technical knowledge. If you're in college, they will ask you a question about what you've done in college, your favorite subjects and all. If you have work experience, there will be questions based on work experience, which we have to handle nicely. So let's move on to and invite Antariksh and Aniket from SMHRD to talk about their experience. And Snap is the most difficult GDPI to crack. Why? Because the call to convert ratio is maximum. They give a call to almost 10 students for one admission. तो मतलब हर GE के लॉट में 10 में से एक चूज होने वाला है. So you have to be very well prepared for that. So score 50%, GE 10 and PI 40%. I've changed these numbers here. So Antariksh, how was your experience?
Yes, sir. In fact, my experience was really nice. My the composite score that we get right after all the rounds have been done. I think my forte was my PING, right? That is where I really it helped my score take off. So it was a great experience. And again, I never really felt that it was a question answering session. It was really a discussion. So of course, you're gonna get marked. Not everyone who's gonna be appearing would get into the college. It's not like so. No takeaways on the marks. But the way they ask you, it's not to intimidate you, or it's not to get the best out of you in pressure. There are situations that get you to do that, but it's more about that you've gotten marks and a certain person has gotten the same marks. Now, who will be culturally fit more for getting into the college? So it revolves more around that, and how GE is different from a GD, right? How we are all as students, right? So talking to all the aspirants here, right? We have been in your shoes, and it's not even been a year. It's probably been what, 8-10 months, right? Since we were on the other side. And in fact, just becoming an MBA student has just been about 4.5 months. So we're no different. We also get that butterflies that you get, and all the nervousness that creeps up. So we just understand that how we're taught to be dominant, maybe cut a few people in your GDs and everything. But here, if you do that, it might as well get on to the opposite side of your score. So it's the first basis of your judgment is that did you get to a solution? Did you help in arriving the group to a solution? Did you help them do that? If you did, then that's where the brownie points come from. So yes.
Correct. So I will share one more thing. So if you are asking for the interview skills preparation, if anyone want to know about that, these are the 7 things you have to work on. Your PI experience, PI about your past, present, and the future goals as well. So past, present, future. Essay is not there, but SOP is also not there. Case study, group activity, group exercise, current affair, and the technical knowledge. If you have work experience, questions about your work experience. If you are from college, just out of college, question about your college. So you have to prepare for all these things for any interview. ये 7 चीजें तैयार कर लिया, तो I think you are prepared for the interview. And for Simbi, in general, you don't need a preparation extra because the question they're going to ask you, you can't answer the typical learned question. You have to, they will phrase out the question. And I don't want to name the colleges. There are a lot of colleges which give you a stress interview. ये क्यों हुआ, वो क्यों हुआ, that's a rapid fire. Simbi on the other hand is a chill. वो प्यार से मारते हैं, आ बेटा अच्छा ये क्या हुआ, अच्छा वो बताओ. तो the way they take the interview is, I think, that one of the best way to put the person in a very comfort zone and then testing
Yes,
his knowledge skills. I think that's the best thing you people are doing.
yes, sir. I mean, that's absolutely perfectly summed up. Like
Correct,
that's
correct.
how it's sort of done. Yes.
Yeah, if you put me under stress and then take an interview, that's a wrong way to put the interview. So it's always good to make the person comfortable, then ask the question about the way any question you want to ask. So about the group activity. So someone was talking about what is the difference between GD and group exercise. So anyone would like to answer that?
Sure, sir. So, as Antriksh has also mentioned previously, group discussion is something in which a topic is given, and you are supposed to discuss in and around the topic and bring about a conclusion to that topic. But group exercise is something in which a problem or a case is given, and you are to bring the whole group to a consensus and bring a solution for that problem. And everyone may or may not be in the same page. The thing which they check over there is your leadership skill, your time management skill, and the way you take the group, like the team cohesion skills which you have. You should be a team player before you become like an individual player. So that is something they check in the group exercise. So I believe that is the core difference for the group exercise and the group discussion.
Great, great, great. So I do prepare well for the interviews because there is no marks for your profile. That doesn't mean you don't need to work on that. You have to work on that because in the interview, there in the 40 marks, they're going to cover everything. Your history, geography, everything they're going to ask you. Very प्यार से. That's the best part of symbiosis. All right, great. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. So talking about my personal interaction experience, if I can just ask one question to the audience here, if you may allow, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I just asked, pick the odd one out. You are given Nike, Puma, Fila, and Reebok. Anyone, pick the odd one out. Nike, Puma, Fila, Reebok.
We got the first reply as well.
Fila,
Fila.
okay. Fila. And
Fila.
any reason for that? Any reason, anyone, for picking up Fila?
Reebok, Fila.
Reebok, nice. I think Reebok was the answer which I gave, but I'll give my reasoning later on.
Fila,
Any
because maximum reply is for Fila.
any reason for picking up Fila? Anyone? Others are brands of shoes. Fila is also a brand.
Fila the shoes brand.
Yeah. So I'll just answer that question. This is one of the questions which was asked to me, sir. So I gave the answer as Reebok because Reebok has 3 vowels and rest all have 2. Exactly 2. So this is something which is expected out of you in a personal interaction. It is not a very academically rigor thing, or it's not you are not expected to know everything, but they just check your approach in that interaction. When you go for that the personal interaction thing, they check your approach. There is no right, there is no wrong answer in that. Also, Nike, Puma, Fila, Reebok, you may have chosen any brand and you may give any of your reasoning out of that. Even I asked one of these questions last time, I think, in one of the when I was interacting with one of my friends, and he said Puma, and he said because Puma has animal in its logo, others brand don't. So again, Puma can also be an answer. So again, the approach, the way you think, that is something they check in the personal interactions.
Correct, correct. Vishali have a very good reply. Reebok because it contains 3 vowels. So Vishali, first of all, you have to think like a manager. You are going to, once you are for the interview, your answer have to revolve around management. Maths वर्बों को भूल जाओ, तो वो वही काम आने वाला है.